What is going on, you guys? My name is James, aka Furry K. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm gonna start off with really a thing of basically the title is probably gonna be called "Why TV is Becoming Obsolete." Now, a lot of you are probably gonna say, "No shit, Sherlock. YouTube is taking over. You have the streaming services that are coming from these people, that are coming from Apple, that are coming from Disney, that are coming from ABC, all these other big companies, especially stuff like Amazon, who are already hitting that mark." But here's what I'm gonna think. Okay, as we look at it now, with all the streaming services that are coming out with, you got, I think Disney's coming out with one, I want to say later this year. You got Apple coming out with one. You got YouTube that already has one, but is not very popular. You got, what was it? There's another one. You got Amazon Prime, you got Hulu, you got Netflix. You have, I want to say 6 streaming platforms that are out there, besides the off-brand ones that like the PlayStation 1, Vudu, and stuff like that, which have already been out there but weren't very popular or aren't as well known as the ones now. But I see that TV is becoming more and more obsolete as it goes with these streaming platforms. These streaming services are going to be the new TV soon. But I also want to hit on the point of the reason why so many people go to the internet and these streaming services is because people are sick of TV. Now, you're probably going to wonder, what do you mean people are sick of TV? Well, if you look at it from a political standpoint, people are sick of TV because they're sick of turning on the news every day and seeing that it's all one-sided. You're either on the left or the right, or you're in the center, and you can't even be in the center, else you're going to be seen as being on the left, you're going to be seen as being on the right. And so that being said, from political standpoint, the internet is becoming more of a place where people tend to go for their information. You look at YouTube, you have YouTube channels like Phil DeFranco, you have people like, Phil DeFranco, that's a large one I use because it's short, sweet, to the point, and it can seem one-sided, but he lets the listener and the person who takes in the information, they let them do their own research, and they, stuff like that. While if you watch the news, you watch people at Fox News, you watch stuff like Vox, you watch stuff like CNN, you tend to only get part of the story instead of getting the whole story. That's why so many people, like people in the furry fandom, they like to get their news from within the fandom or from within the, from other people who are in the fandom, instead of getting news from major outlets, stuff like that. I have been on, sorry, my eyes are getting a little loggy because I have no glasses on right now. But also with TV becoming obsolete, streaming services are becoming more and more popular because you have a choice. You don't have to, with cable companies are also becoming obsolete, I should say. Because of these streaming services being so popular, you don't have to be hooked to a stream. First off, you don't have to be hooked to a cable box. You don't have to be hooked to a, a package of, okay, I have Xfinity. Now I have, 1 billion so channels, and I have some Spanish channel which I don't even watch, that I'm paying for. I have some Japanese channel I'm paying for that I don't even watch. which I wouldn't mind that because I like, Oriental stuff, and I like a lot of K-dramas and stuff like that. But that's my thing. But for some people that isn't their thing. So streaming services, what they're doing is they're saying, hey, how's about this? We can give you Showtime, we can give you Stars, we can give you HBO, and you can watch shows like Game of Thrones. I'm gonna use one that my mom likes to watch. She likes to watch Ray Donovan. You can watch a lot of the movies that have been in theaters and are now on these streaming platforms. Like me, I wanted to watch the movie Venom because I actually thoroughly enjoy the idea that they made Venom into a movie, unlike the Spider-Man 3 Venom, which was awful. With that being said, streaming services are becoming more and more of a powerhouse in the market because they offer these packages. Unlike cable companies who offer packages to give you channels which you don't want. See, you're following me. So, when I first heard these things, I was like, oh, this is so cool. Because I like to watch stuff like, I had to watch all these shows and stuff like that, and I don't have to worry about paying. Because I told my parents this is a good idea because you're not paying. I was the first one to jump on board of these ideas. Because from a business standpoint, I saw it as, oh, it's good money because you're paying a lot of money, but you're saving money on not having a cable package, not having to pay a lot of money for some cable crap, which you don't need. And I had noticed this too. Like, I had noticed that you got cable with, like we had a Spanish channel. We had a whole bunch of channels which we didn't even know we had. And we didn't like them, so why are we having to pay for them with this? We had this when we had Dish. It was either Dish or I forgot there was another one. But yeah, we had all that. And so, that being said, I mean, I can find it a little bit of an annoyance when you're having to pay for a cable box and then you're getting all these channels and you don't use them. I mean, what was the point of that? I mean, that's like playing a video game. That's like playing a video game and then you have all this DLC which has no use for it. There's no point of having it, and it's basically useless. I mean, shoot. Well, some people like the idea of being able to have the DLC. Some people are gonna find it a inconvenience when they have to download more than they already have and they don't have space for it. For me, I just think that streaming services are a good idea, but there's also a bad behind these streaming services is because some streaming services are charging so much for so much that you want. I know, was it YouTube or something wanted like $75 for their streaming service, for their TV streaming service. That's what my dad told me, and I was like, why? You want $75 when we can pay for Hulu and Netflix, which are, let's see, $8 a month. It's 12 months. It's $96 for Netflix a year, and then Hulu, which I forgot how much it was. But yeah, and I use Netflix. I use Netflix to watch a lot of my Oriental shows. I watch a lot of Oriental cop shows and stuff like that from places like Japan and Korea, South Korea, which my parents think is a little weird that I do because, well, it's just me. I like a lot of South Korean. I like South Korean stuff. I like K-pop. I like a lot of. There's a show called on Netflix. It's kind of like a Big Brother, but it's not like full of challenges and stuff like that. It's just people getting to know each other. It's a show called I want to say Terrace or something like that. Terrace Treehouse or something like that. As people get moved into this apartment and they live together and stuff like that, and they just go about their day and these other people just watch them. So it's kind of like them. It's basically a show within a show. But yeah. So everything that I have to say is that the shows, for me, I think streaming services are going to take over. I think streaming services are going to be good, and that eventually we're not going to need, cable companies. I think cable companies are going to lose a lot of, their cable. They can live off of just the internet services, because the internet services are charged way more than the actual cable, services, With cable, you're charged a crap ton, but when you charged with internet's way more for some reason. If I remember correctly. But yeah, that's all I had to say. This is kind of a rant on, cable dying and, stuff like that. Because I use streaming services. I use Hulu. I use Netflix. I use Amazon Prime. Mostly because I've started watching Game of Thrones. But yeah, that's all to be said. I'll probably do another video. I want to say next Saturday. Probably. No, not Saturday, because I'm busy that day streaming. Which you guys can check me out over on twitch.tv/FurryGamer65 if you want to watch my streams. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter @DeadlyTracker. Also, don't forget to share this video. Also, don't forget to hit the bell when you subscribe to this channel. And I will see you lovely furries next time.